Hello, this is a presentation given by La Société Guernesiaise's ornithological section, giving a brief overview of Guernsey's Ramsar site and our concerns for the bird life there. This satellite picture shows you the area on the west coast of Guernsey, incorporating the island of Lihou, Mare headland, and then moving northeast, the Shingle bank, the Mare Nature Reserve, and the trackway out to Capel Island up as far as the headland at Perel. This is the map created by the States of Guernsey in 2005, showing the marine areas in pink and in red the landward areas. So we have the whole of Lihou Island, parts of Mare headland, some of it is in private ownership. And then east from there, we've got what was a Colin Best Nature Reserve, the coastal area of the Shingle bank, and over on the easterly side, the Mare Nature Reserve. This photograph is taken from Mare headland, looking over towards the islet of Lihou. It is accessible on most low tides. A closer look at the sign, beautiful illustration by Wendy Bramall showing some of the species that can be found, and then up at the top the names of bodies that have helped to create this, including in the top right hand corner the Ramsar logo. This is the only one on mainland Guernsey. The illustration is also used on the sign on Lihou Island, welcoming you to the island down near the house. Again, a list of species and the Ramsar logo. So this is the second and only other one that makes it clear that it is part of a Ramsar site. Other signs. At the top of the slipway going over to Lihou is a Welcome to Lihou sign from the States of Guernsey with a map and various pieces of information about do's and don'ts and tide warnings. From Mare headland looking north to Fort Sommeray, this just shows the kind of habitat, very rocky, coastal and important. It's important, a Triple S site. The other side of Fort Sommeray, looking over eastwards across the road, is what was the Colin Best Nature Reserve. The Société managed this until a few years ago when it was taken back into private ownership. It is an area of salt marsh here. Glasswort is a predominant plant, and in late August it is a sea of glorious dark red, hence its other name, La Rousse Mare, or the Red Sea, not like the one in the Bible. Further along, we have the Mare Nature Reserve. This is owned and managed by the Société and is an area of wetland and reed bed. Below Fort Sommeray, from the car park, this is the beginning of the Shingle bank. You can see the path going along the top of it, and the area of Shingle to the left is a breeding area for oyster catchers, in the past ringed plover, and over winter it's an important roost site for gulls, oyster catcher and curlew. This is an old photograph. The sign about an important bird breeding area has gone. It's no longer there and has been gone for about 2 years now. There is one sign here, and here it is. It is fairly basic, asking people to keep to the footpath, doesn't ask people to stay off the beach, doesn't ask people to keep dogs on leads. And you will see at the bottom, it was put up in part by the Board of Administration, which has ceased to be in that name certainly for several years now. In the summer, the vegetation, the sea beet grows up and the sign disappears. Halfway along the shingle bank, there's a gap in the wall. People can get onto the beach, fine, out of the breeding season. And the sign is also repeated there. And that is it. I think the signage is basic, it's outdated, and I think it needs to be improved. Going further along, this is still the Ramsar site, no indication that it is. This is the slipway at the Caturac. People park here to walk out to Capel Island, which is shown on the right. Also, if they want to visit the Mare. This is used by surfers. You wouldn't think it with a photo at low tide, but they do surf on the left-hand side of the island, the southern side. This is an important high tide roost for curlew, oyster catcher and gull. And then from the same spot, from the Caturac slipway, this is looking north, further along to the headland at Perel. And that is the end of the Ramsar site. And this is from the little car park at Perel Headland, looking back along the Shingle Bank, Fort Somre, Lihou Headland, and also you can see Lihou Island. The ornithology section does have concerns for the bird life on this site. One of the main ones is disturbance. The island population is growing and many natural areas are seeing an increase in recreational activity. But one of our main concerns for this site is the poor signage. People are not aware. Surfers, when they're walking out to Capel Island, they may not disturb the birds, but some of them walk in areas where they do because they don't know. People are on the beach, they're letting their dogs roam free, and they're not aware. Very distressing that one member some time ago saw a dog off a lead on the Shingle Bank chase down and kill an oyster catcher chick. And the owner said, it's doing what's natural. But surely we need to be doing more to protect our bird life, which is under such pressure. The other problem that we are certainly aware of is on Lihou. Lihou is an important breeding area for gulls, herring gull, great black-backed gull and lesser black-backed gull, oyster catchers, shags. But the problem here is rodents. There is a major rat problem on Lihou. It has escalated in recent years, and eggs, young chicks are simply being predated. If the rat population were kept under control, I don't think we could ever eradicate it. Lihou is too close to mainland Guernsey. It would take pressure off the breeding birds. And we might even see breeding Manx shearwaters. We know they come in and kind of check out the area. But at the moment, we are losing many, many chicks. We are hoping to work with interested bodies, States of Guernsey, and their Department for Agriculture, Countryside and Land Management to see if this year we can address some of the issues. The Ramsar site was given accreditation on the 1st of March 2006. So the 1st of March next year will mark 20 years since its accreditation. And I think we can do a lot to improve people's awareness of the area, its importance as well. Thank you very much for listening.